Hi everybody, welcome back to Dusty Coloring. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Today's video is my completed page video for January 2025. So I'm just going to ramble through what you guys are going to see in this video, and then you can decide how long you want to stick around and whatnot. So I'm going to show you guys my completed pages. I can tell you right now that I colored a lot of pages this month, but not a lot of coloring books. And that's because I did not have a lot of time after work to actually color, and I have been reading a lot this month. So 2 hours before I want to go to sleep or try to unwind to go to sleep, I've been listening to audiobooks and coloring in my color by number books, because I find they are mindless enough where I can focus 100% on my audiobook. And I will explain my process of what I do with my color by numbers when I get to them. So those will be at the end of the video. After that video, I'm going to show you guys my coloring journal. I'm not going to show you everything. I just want to show you some things that I've done for myself for this year. Just to show you guys what I'm focusing on and how I'm tackling certain months and certain themes and stuff like that. So that will be after the completed pages of the color by numbers. So if you don't like color by numbers, you can log off this video after the completed pages. And if you don't want to see the coloring journal stuff, you can log off or shut me down after the color by number pages. All right, so going forward, let's jump in. I'm going to show you guys some whips that I have going on first. All right, so first whip is going to be in Dragon Nuovo, and this book is by Herb Leonard. Now, this is a small book. It's got 16 or 18 pages, I forget, and it's my focus book for 2025. However, I may put it to my book to complete for 2025. I'll explain why in a little while. So to focus on this book, I've started to do color this page, and I'm using my Black Widow pencils because I'll also explain this when I show you guys my coloring journal. I'm trying to use every pencil in my collection, and January this page I chose Black Widow. This lovely color family chart was given by Color by Claire off of her Ko-fi website. I'm also looking for color combinations of this, but from My Colorful Country Life and Pamela's Passion for Pencils. So I have some combinations from both of them. However, I'm just winging it a little bit. So there's a lot going on. So there are not a lot of pages in this book, but it is kind of detailed. I've colored 2 pages in here prior with Prismacolor pencils. It's nice paper. It's smooth paper. So I'm going to try and use a different colored pencil for every page in this book going forward. Black Widows are doing okay. I find them to be a little shiny on this paper, and they get a little too smooth to blend at some points, and I love the Black Widow pencils. I just think it's the paper or the way my hand is. I just need to adjust how I'm coloring, because I'm so used to coloring with like Prismacolors or Alpic Doers. You know, you gotta kind of adjust your hand to the pencil sometimes. So I'm figuring it out. And I'm just repeating colors on this page because there's a lot going on. So like if I used the brown on his boots, I used it on his belt, I used it on the hut, I used the red for the hair and the thing. So the stone and the castle, because there is a lot going on. I want to make sure that I use different, you know, it's not too busy is what I'm trying to say. But I'm trying to move my light, so, you know, multitasking and talking, I can't do it at the same time, apparently. So yeah, so that's where this page is going. But I didn't get to finish it. So, because in January it was just a focus book. So now I have to figure out what I'm going to do, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm having fun. I do love this book. This is my favorite book by him. I can't remember where I purchased it. I don't know if I got it off of Amazon or if I purchased it off of his Etsy shop, but I know I have the PDF off of his Etsy shop as well. All right, next is, this is on my list of books to complete for 2025. It is Cat 22 by Sugar Sweet, and I did not get to finish my page. So I would have to do what did I say I had to do? Let me just look here for myself. 2 per month. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 1 per month from January to June, 2 per month from July to November, and December would be whatever's left over. So I'm not a big, I don't enjoy coloring Christmas images. I get excited because it's the season and the holiday season, but then I kind of lose steam coloring Christmas pictures. So I think December this year, I'm just going to make it a focus month and catch up on project books and like whatever other things like that. Like if I have to, for the books I have to complete, if I'm not following my projected page, you know, for each month, I'm not hitting my target and I have leftover in December to finish that book, I'm going to just focus on that in December. If I didn't use all my colored pencils, I'll focus on that. That way December keeps me busy. So we'll see. But yeah, so 2 pages a month. And I started coloring this page. I laid down with alcohol marker. This is acrylic paint pen in the background, which I was going to go over with a black pencil, color pencil. And I didn't get to finish it. So, yeah, so what I'm thinking about doing, so I'm following Coloring Biker Mama's full book color along to Sugar Sweet, which is the same illustrator, drawing the timeline. And I'm really enjoying that book. And when I picked this book for 2025, I kind of didn't take in consideration I'm already coloring in a Sugar Sweet book, which is fine because I absolutely love Sugar Sweet and their illustrations, his illustrations. But I kind of am eventually going to complete drawing the timeline. Now, whether or not that book's getting completed this year, I don't know. We're doing a page a month. I don't know how many pages are in there, so it probably may not get completed in December. But I kind of have a lot of books and I don't want to focus on 2 books by the same artist. So I'm thinking this may become a focus book for me and I may replace it with this book to complete. I'm deciding. And in February, when you guys see my completed page video, I will have made a decision and I will let you guys know. But I'm just sharing my thought process with you right now. So yeah, I may take this off. We'll see. I need to decide before it gets too far into the year and then I have devoted too much of my time to the project and then, you know, then it becomes a chore. I don't want to do that. So I need to make a decision. So we'll see. And then another whip I have going on is in Good Yule. Now, I did not color in this month. I don't know, actually. I may have colored this month or I may have colored it last month. I forget. But I'm just going to show you guys because it was in my pile. So Christina from Christina's Art Corner has or had, or I think she still has it, going on. It's just a hashtag for this book all year round. And the reason I decided maybe I'll participate in that hashtag, basically it's just you color a page and you post it. It's not like she's not picking any pages. It's just a hashtag. And the only reason why I left it out was because it's not a full Christmas book. I mean, it's Good Yule, it's Christmas, but they're not like Santa Claus pictures and they're not all trees and snowmen, you know. So I decided, you know, maybe I'll color in here and I don't know, I'll just have fun in here and not take it too seriously and just use the hashtag when I do. But I didn't finish, so this is the only page I had done so far. It says house. Now, if I pick it up in February, I may pick a different page, or I may not pick it up in February. I don't know. This may be a book of whips forever. We'll see. But that is another whip that I have going on. All right, so now we're going to move on to my full completed pages. This is this is a focus book, 50 Mythical Miniatures. And I've been focusing on this book since 2024, and I'm going to continue to because for now, this is my favorite Camelia Angelkova book. She kind of, when she gets on her, she starts releasing books sometimes kind of quickly, like rapid fire. I know she did that a little bit in 2024, thinking she might do it in 2025. Excuse me, I need a sip of water. So we'll see. So maybe something else will become my favorite, but I'm focusing on this particular book. And the page I colored the Yeti. So basically in this book, I go in with alcohol marker and I lay it down alcohol marker. My alcohol markers are drying up. I've had them a very long time. I have the Ohuhu, the brush tip, the Honolulu, the brush and the fine, but I never purchased the set, and I've said this in other videos, but for those of you who are new, I never purchased the set in full. I purchased all the little sets until I got to the 320. So some of them are very old and they're drying up. But I just watched a video where someone pulled out the tip of a Ohuhu marker that was drying up, added a little bit of rubbing alcohol, put the tip back on, and it like rejuvenated the alcohol marker. So when I started doing this, the background, so I bordered it off and I added, just because I have to actually erase my messed up pencil line a little bit better, but I put a border because I don't love, sometimes I don't mind it. Like this page was kind of like free form, but it was bordered. I enjoy putting a border on these pages. I feel like it just kind of ties it all in a little bit better. And I started using this gray marker and it died out halfway through. So I was like, let me try. So, okay, I'm going to tell you, make sure you get a good pair of tweezers. One that you get a good grip and that you don't mind getting alcohol all over. Because even though the marker tip was drying out, when I squeezed the tweezer, it literally like dripped down the tweezer. So it was dry to color, but it still had some color in it. Some of you may know this. This information is for those of you like me who did not know it. So, you know, if you have a better way to do it, pop it in the comments so myself and other people who did not know this maybe have a better way of going about it. So I pulled it out. I sprayed in a little alcohol. Just a little bit goes a long way because I have a spray bottle alcohol, but you could put a couple drops, whatever. When I put the tip back on, it was a little hard to get it back on without bending it. So be mindful of that. And then I pushed it in too far. But it's fine. But I have to say, it was like a brand new marker. I do suggest if you do that to get a scrap piece of paper and just test it out, because if it's too watery, you don't want to ruin your page. But it did help. It did work. So for those of you who have some dry markers, before you throw them away, maybe you want to just give it a try. It might help you out. They may not be empty. So anyway, I did that. Yeah, so this all marker, just a little bit Sakura glaze, black glaze for the eyes and the eyelashes, and white gel pen, and that was it. I didn't shade with pencil. I didn't feel like it. Any shading is just a, an alcohol marker. So it's just white gel pen and the glaze. So yeah, and I did buy another copy of this book because I did mess up a couple pages in here, and since I'm focusing on this book to complete eventually, I just want to have the extra pages, the extra book to color the pages. Like I'd copy the pages from the other book and then put them in here on the pages where I messed up. And I always keep a scrap piece of paper in these books because I only use alcohol markers. I mean, I make shade with pencils, but I always base with alcohol markers in these books. I'm not a fan of the paper in these books. It's Amazon, but it's not the Amazon paper that I can deal with. So, and that's 50 Mythical Minis by Camelia Angelcova. Here I have a project book with Christina, my lovely coloring friend, from Christina's Art Corner. We always do a buddy color, and I completed Reptiloids 2 in 2025. That was my project book for 2024. And her and I are now coloring in Reptiloids 1. Maybe a page a month if we're up to it, if we have nothing going on. So far so good. I reached out to her. I know she had a lot going on with the passing of her dad in December. Always thinking about you, Christina. So I reached out to her and asked her if, I was actually coloring a page in another book, and I reached out to her and said, hey, if you're up to coloring and you want to buddy with this page, I'm already coloring this page if you want to buddy with me, dive in, just letting you know. And she did, and I'm glad. And then she was able to color, we picked a page in here. She had me pick a page in here and we colored that. So I was very happy that she was able to color with me this month. And the page we colored, this month was this page here. So let me put her page here. Let me say it now before I forget, because then I get into detail and I forget to show it. This is Christina's page, and I always say it, her and I color differently, and I love how she interprets the image and how she colors things. So it's I always look forward to what she does. And yeah, so that's her beautiful page. And for mine, it's just alcohol marker. I base in here with alcohol marker, and sometimes I shade with pencil. In here, I did not do any shading with pencil. This is all alcohol marker. I lied. I may have used a little bit of pencil to shade in between the tree lines and maybe a little bit here. But for the most part, it's... Oh, I did use marker, but I do see some pencil. So I did try and shade a little bit better with the pencil. But that was it. Everything else is alcohol marker, white gel pen. Here where this black is, this is black acrylic paint. I forgot what I did, but I did something I didn't like, so I went over with black acrylic paint. The gold border is actually gold acrylic paint with a metallic gold pen outlining it. So yeah, lots of fun with this page, and Christina picked the page. I think this is the one she picked for February. I just have to go back to our messages, but I'm like 99.9% sure this is the one she picked. So looking forward to this. Yeah, and I'm loving this book. I actually love this book more than the book I completed last year. The Reptiloids 2, I like the Reptiloids 1 better. And that's by Vessel Seiko. Another project book. This is another book for me to complete for 2025. This is Matchstick Mouse: A Big Adventure. So for Matchstick Mouse Big Adventure, I have to do 2 pages a month from January to December. I was able to do my 2 pages this month. I didn't mark them, so now I gotta flip through it. Sorry. No, it's not like I have a lot. Okay, so the first 1 page I did was the gorilla page, and I absolutely love how this came out. So normally I use the Albrecht Dürer pencils in this book activated with a clear alcohol marker, but I did not have a lot of time this month, and when I did sit down to color after work, I didn't have like a lot of energy for it. So since it was a large area on the gorilla, I decided to just base this page with alcohol marker instead. And what I did was I used a little bit of color pencil to shade the leaves and the tree, and then I used, and I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up really because of the lighting, but I use a little bit of color pencil to add some flicks and swishes in the fur just to give it more depth. You can't really see it too much on camera because of the lighting today, but it did give him more of a like a furish kind of look, so it added just a little bit of dimension. And I really like how this page came out. The other page I did not so much. Adorable. My favorite part of this page is the Eiffel Tower because I used a Sakura Stardust pen, and you can see it shimmers and it looks like it's like lit up. But what happened was, again, a lot of big area, and I didn't want to use pencil, so I started using alcohol marker for this part. And this was before I realized maybe you could revive your alcohol marker like I did in the other book, and it started to run out, and I was like, you know, I'm done. So I had to find a color pencil combination that could kind of match but not so much. So I found it with my Albrecht Dürers, and I did it for the curtains. But then something happened and something dropped here. I don't know what it was. I don't remember using a black pen. Maybe it was on my hand, and then I tried to get it off and I couldn't. So the little worm looks really, really like dirty and gross. So I'm not happy about that. I mean, hey, things happen. It is what it is. So this was not my favorite page. It was not as bright and vibrant. It's more dark and moody than I really wanted it to be. But whatever, it's done. I did my 2 pages. So I have to pick out my pages for February. We'll see. And that's Matchstick Mouse. I was basing some things with alcohol marker just to get me going, but I stopped. So yeah, we'll see. So that is Matchstick Mouse Big Adventure. Hopefully I'll get this completed. Next page I'm going to show you guys was another buddy color. So this was picked out by the lovely Meg from Meg's Coloring Corner. But Meg's dad is not doing well. She messaged me and said she's unable to complete her buddy color. So it's fine. I don't care. I am only sending thoughts and prayers to you, Meg. I hope everything is okay. And, you know, this should be not finishing a page should be the least of your worries. But I did finish mine, so I'm going to show you guys. Now, if Megan down the line colors it, I'll re-put it back in a video to show you guys. But she had picked out Elsa. Her and I always do a page from Kevin Teo. We do have a couple of his books, but sometimes we do just get some of his PDFs off Etsy and we color. So it's not intentional that we always color his pages, but we happen to both love his images so much that that's usually where our buddy colors go. She chose Elsa, and I based it with alcohol marker and then used pencil for the rest. This actually is, I purchased the PDF, so it's on my own paper. I did add the border and I laminated it because that's what I'm doing now with all my PDFs. I am laminating them. So I have a project ahead of me. I am also trying to pull out all my PDFs that I've colored and laminate them. So I'll speak more about some PDF projects I have when I go over my coloring journal at the end of the video. But yeah, so, and this was a lot of fun. So I'm glad that she suggested it. And sending thoughts and prayers to you, Meg, and your family. Another page. Nope. Lying. That was previously colored that I laminated. I don't know why it was in the pile. Here's a new untouched book. I received this for Christmas. This is Tarot Cats. And it is a thick book. Now, if you're not into tarot cards, that's fine. A lot of people aren't into this kind of stuff. I personally don't care. It doesn't bother me. I'm not into tarot cards, but coloring them doesn't affect me either way. And I decided I'm going to color in this book in order when I do pick it up to color. So the first page I colored was this one. This is the Fool. And I added, so this is basically done all in pencil. I used a black acrylic paint pen for the back, for the black. I used a gold metallic pen, as you can see, for the gold foiling around it. And I thought I used a color cue palette. I didn't write it down. Again, I'm so bad with that. Oh, I want to keep track because I want to use them like every month. You'll see that in my coloring journal, but I forgot to keep track of this one. Anywho, whatever. So yeah, so I colored this page here. I might put it back on the rotation for February. If I do, it would be the Magician. Because like I said, I'm just going to go in order. There's too many pages in here for me to say, oh, I want to color this one. I say that now, but when I actually pick this book back up, maybe I'm like, oh, let me look and see, and maybe something else will call out to me. But I think it maybe just go in order. We'll see. That's Tarot Cats, and this is by here. And this was purchased off Amazon. I received it as a gift, Christmas gift. Here is the project book that I was speaking of earlier. This is Drawing the Timeline by Sugar Sweet. Sorry, just trying to get this light reflection off. And this is the full book color along hashtag that Coloring Biker Mama has organized. And it's super fun. Every month it's another page. I'm believing she's going in order. So this was January. It was William Sanford, and he apparently the newly created pencil, graphite action. So yeah, he would, after the Stanford Pencil Company, they give you a little thing. I'm not reading it. They give you a little thing about that. So every cat, I guess, is supposed to be a person that participated in the color pencil creations or this or that or whatever. So it's super fun. For this, I used the Ohuhu glitter markers, which is like getting all over everything. They do not stay. Oh, goodness. And for the gold and the black border, and then I forgot what I used as a pencil. Let me just look in my picture journal. I have another journal. So I have 2024. I take a picture every month with my little HP sprocket, and I put the picture down, and I write what I use. Okay, I used a Woohoo glitter pen and Prismacolor pencils. There we go. Okay. It was either going to be Prismacolor or Albert Durer, but it was Prismas. So super fun. I'm actually having a really good time. I'm going to assume that this is going to be for February, but I will wait until she posts to see. So yeah, a lot of fun. Pop over to her website, pop over to her YouTube channel. I'll put her information. I don't think I could link, but I'll just put the information in the description so you can check her out. She's got a lot of fun stuff going on, and she's great anyway. So, and this is Drawing the Timeline. Sorry for the light. So that's the other Sugar Sweet book I'm doing. Why I don't want to do Cat 22, because we're coloring in this. So it's kind of almost like the same kind of design. Here is a project book for 2025. This is Coloring Your Octopus, and this is my book to focus on. 2029, did I say? I don't know what's wrong with me today. 2025. God, I hope I'm alive in 2029. What is wrong with me? Anyway, okay. So, Coloring Your Octopus 2025 project book to focus on. And this was the book I was coloring in, and I reached out to Christina and asked her if showed her what I was coloring and told her, you know, this is the page I'm coloring. Do you want to color with me? And this was the page. So it's kind of a long book. I can't do a side-by-side comparison. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my book and I'm going to show you Christina's. And again, love it. Look at, she did like that splattery color. I love it. It just looks amazing. She did a great background. And I tossed around doing a background. I was going to use a cloud stencil background, but I had to go, I moved things around since I last used my stencil. I don't 100% remember where I put it. I did not feel like rummaging through things for the stencils, for the ink. So I decided to leave it blank. When I do come across my stencils and my ink, I'm going to add a cloud background. But for now, I just left it as is. For this, I know I used a different color pencil for this. For this one, I used my Luminance. That's right. And I have to say, I absolutely love how they performed in this book. Like, I love how they performed in this book. I might use them when I color again in this book. But yeah, so this was colored with my Luminance pencils, which I do not use enough. And I really enjoyed it. And I'm really happy that Christina was able to color with me. So yeah, so that is the Coloring Your Octopus by Brian Kessinger. Now, if you look to purchase this book on Amazon, he also does storybooks, so you want to make sure you're getting the coloring book. Just a little FYI. All right, guys, so that is it. That's all the regular books I colored in. So now I'm going to show you my color by number books, and I'm going to tell you. I'm going to start off with this one. Now, I just want to explain to you my process when it comes to coloring in these books. I'm trying to read more. There's a lot of books I want to read, and I do enjoy audio. I feel like I can do two hobbies at once when I listen to my audiobook. So what I do is I go through here, I pick out all my colors for like five pages, and I write them down. And then I just pull out my pencils. My gel pens or my acrylic paint pens. I put them in a little pencil case, and I take them to my bed with the book. So I have a little spiral book where I have everything listed. Let me show you. So I write down all my colors, and I do this for like 5 pages in a row. That way, when I'm ready to color that page, I have all the colors written down. I just go, I grab them, I put the little color thing next to it so I know what I'm looking at, and then I color it. Then in this book, every one of my color by number books has its own little binder book, and I just pretty much put a picture, thumbnail picture, and then I take a picture when I complete it. I write when I started, when I finished, and the colors are listed. Oh, and in the front of the book, I have this little chart. And I just tick them off. So that way it's mindless. All my colors are picked out. Fuzz or spider? Please be a fuzz. Please be a fuzz. Yes, it's a fuzz. Okay. You were just going to see another side of me if that was a spider. Yes, everything's picked out. So it's mindless. I'm basically just like looking at the page, looking at the color and coloring it, and I'm listening to my audiobook. It's the best way for me to listen to an audiobook. If I was using a regular coloring book, I don't know, I feel like I have to concentrate more on blending and markers and not markers, blending with pencils, and just I can't focus on my book. This mindless, and I'm blowing through my audiobooks and I'm loving it. So this is where all my attention went. So usually I color in a different color by number book. I just pull them randomly off my shelf. I actually was focusing on like one of the Smurf books a couple months ago. I thought I want to complete that eventually. This book I got for Christmas, and I absolutely love this one. And there's like 5 other ones I think I love, but I decided this is the only book I'm going to color in, and I'm going in order. So I do have a page in here to show you guys, which I'm going to show you guys first because it's one page. But I colored in January in this book alone, I want to say 12 to 13 pages. Yes, and I'm going in order. However, if I truly hate the page, I'm skipping it. But I'm going in order, but I'm skipping the page. I've only skipped 2 pages. I'll show you. So there will be spoilers. I am going to show you the back of the ones that I skipped, and then you're going to see what I colored. But let me show you guys this one first, because I only have 1 page colored in here. So this one I thought was my favorite too, the number 11, but I'm actually thinking 10 is my favorite. And in here I colored page 31 and 30. Oh, that sounded a lot worse than it really was, but I do have to pick it up. Okay. Page 31 and 38. No, what? It had to be 37 to 38. Hello. I colored Bambi. I think I started this in December and I finished it in the beginning of January. Or maybe I even showed you guys this already and I did it in December. I don't know. The end of December, beginning of January kind of bled into one. But here it is. If you saw it already, sorry. If not, here you go. Yeah, this was super fun and I enjoyed it. But this one's going back on my shelf. Now, this is the one I'm focusing on, and I'm going to show you guys what I did. So first off, I covered it, and I'm covering my pages as I'm coloring. I'm going to try not taking the colored page protector off, but I'll try and limit the glare. The reason for that is because I'm going in order. I'm doing a lot of pressing on previous pages. So I just took an 8x10 page protector. I cut off where the where you would put it in a ring binder. I cut that off, and then I just opened it and I slid it on the page. So let me show you guys the pages that I've completed. I completed this page here. Now, in this book, all I use are the Langu gel pens. I don't have one here to show you, but you know, the one that blew up now. You're seeing a lot, if you follow people who do a lot of color by numbers, you're seeing they're coloring them. There's like a big hype now. I've been using them. I found them way until last year. I found them because I saw someone use them to color in a Mythographic, and I was like, what is this? And I searched Temu. That's where I got them all, and I have like backups for days because I was like obsessed, and I'm like, oh, these are going to run out or they're going to dry out. Backup for days. I hope they don't dry out because that's how many I have. I use them in here where I can't, or I use acrylic paint pens. Acrylic paint pens that I've been using are the Tuli Art and Pintar and the fine tip. So this one I colored here, and I colored this one. Here. That's fun. This one. Tigger and Pooh. So now this one I didn't cover. And that's because I skipped this page because I didn't like it. So this one is covered. Pooh and Tigger is covered. So I don't mind because even if I'm pressing on it, this one's covered. I mean, this one's covered, so it's not going to transfer. I'm not sure if it would, but I don't know. Maybe after a lot of pressure down the line, it might. I don't know. I don't want to take a chance. But when I did Ariel and her dad, I covered this page. So let me just show you which one I skipped. I'm going to go to page 7 in the back. I'll show you guys which one I skipped. I skipped this one. I just didn't want to color it. It just didn't appeal to me. I don't even know what it's from. I mean, it says it there, but I just didn't want to color it. I colored this one. I did have a little mess up here. I used the wrong pen. And so I did notice that the acrylic markers do not really cover over very well the Langu gel pens. Acrylic marker covers over acrylic marker quite easily, but they're not very good at coloring over the Langu gel pen. So just a little FYI. I absolutely love this page. This is my favorite page in January. I don't know why. Maybe it's the colors. Maybe it's this little guy here. I don't know. I started to outline this page here, page 11. But I skipped it, and I'll show you guys. Page 11 is this one. I just didn't feel like coloring it. And then I colored this one, but I didn't cover this one because this one's covered from the other page, but I skipped page 13. Page 13 is this guy, and I don't like him. I don't like his face. I like nothing about him. I'm not coloring him. He's from Notre Dame, it says, but you know what? When I get to complete the completion part of this book down the line, I will go in and color all the pages I skipped. This page I colored. Super adorable. This page. And I'm currently coloring this page. This page will probably be finished in January, but I'm probably going to show it in February. And I also have to now pick out colors for the next 5 pages. So that's a project. So that's what I've been doing with this book. So this is really the only color by number book you guys are going to see me coloring in. And I'm going in order. So now that's it for my colored pages, for all my completed pages and all that stuff. I do want to just explain something I'm doing with my coloring journal. This is my coloring journal. I'm not flipping through the whole thing. I'm just going to show you the highlight points. So pretty much, and it's no bells and whistles because sometimes I'm bored and I like to redo these like 5 times a year. So I have a new purchase. 2025, I'm limiting myself to 20 books. Last year, I think it was 25 or 35. I forget. I did go over a little bit by like 7. This year, I want to focus on untouched books I currently have. So I'm not looking to really purchase a lot of books. I think I'm going to hold off on books I want and perhaps request them for Christmas time. Maybe see if I can get them for Christmas or for my birthday. So for my birthday, which is in March, I'll see if there's any books I might want and just see if maybe my dad or my husband will grab me 1 or 2 of them. There are a couple of color by numbers out that I might want to add to my color by number collection since I am enjoying them with my reading, but we'll see. But in case there's something I must buy, I'm giving myself a 25 book limit. Yes, it's a skull. I'm all into all that kind of gothic-y, scully stuff. That's just what I like. For decor wise and stuff like that. I know I'm weird, but I do love Halloween. It is what it is, guys. All right, so books to focus on: my Dragon Nuovo, Coloring with Your Octopus, 50 Mythical Minis, and I am focusing on Hide and Seek, the hardcover. Did not get a chance to color it in January, which was a bummer to me, but I do want to take my time when I get into this book, and if I'm just didn't have that, I just didn't have it in me to focus. So And then my books to complete, Cat 22, Matchstick Mouse, and then I added Grand Classique to focus. I'm going to focus on Grand Classique. I put it here because I'm only setting to complete 2 books. If I complete other, that's great. But for me to focus on to complete, my goal is 2 books. And these are the 2 I chose. So I might want to add another focus book. So Grand Classique is a focus book, but I wanted to leave myself some space. And I may switch these 2. This may become just a focus book. And I may focus on Dragon Ovo. So in February, I'll let you guys know where I'm at with that. Year-long hashtags here. I know Erica from Elm's Colors is doing one color Mythographic 2025. Color any Mythographic. So basically, I'm just putting how many pages colored here. I would like to focus more on my Mythographic. I'm going to do a February 2025 plan. What I would like to color for 2025. I mean, for February 2025. So we'll see. I'll post that in a couple days. Maybe I'll get a Mythographic in there. Full book color along. I just have drawing the timeline here. And I'm checking off the months that I color. PDFs, how many colored in 2025. I would like to focus more on my PDFs as well. I have a lot of PDF books. There's certain books by like Amandine Jung that I really want to do. Books I have on my to complete eventually list that I haven't even looked at because they're PDFs. And my PDFs are unruly. They are scary to look at. They are all over the place in books, but the books are everywhere. Project, I don't even want to think about touching, but I'm going to try. So I'm just going to tick off how many PDFs I color, and I'm going to laminate the ones I did. That's my project when I get to it. How many untouched in my collection? This is another project that is exhausting me thinking about it, but I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to go to my shelves, which are a disaster. So that's why I haven't done it yet. That's why I'm twitching even thinking about doing it, but I'm going to do it. I only ticked off 24. I know I have way more than 24 books in my collection. I am going to try. I'm going to try and color in one untouched book a month. And then just check off the boxes. 1 book color, 2, 3, 4. Just to see how many. But I need to put a total of how many I have. We'll see. And I also only gave myself 1 page for this. So I need to, now, I may just put like a 25 box. Just so 1 to 25 is all cohesive. And then figure out how many more I have. And figure out how I'm going to set up the rest of the page. Because it's all got to be on 1 page. My colored pencil log. I listed all my colored pencils. I feel like I have a hell of a lot more than this. So I need to double check this. However, I'm just writing down the month I color. Oh, I'm sorry for shaking you. The month I color in them and the book, and I'm giving them stars. I got these little star stickers. And I'm just putting them down, and I'm going to see. Now here, as you can see, I use Starjoy Gold pencils in that Tarot Cats. And I gave it 3 stars. And I like my Starjoy Gold pencils. However, I did not like how they performed. So I put possibly the paper. And the only code I'm using here is NA for not Amazon paper. Just so I know. So I may try Starjoy Gold again. Starjoy Gold again down the line. All right. January, I redid this going forward. But basically, I have a lot of things I take log of. So here's my completed pages. And then for February, as you can see, instead of writing everything out, I just kind of abbreviated it, and I gave myself a code down here because it's still fresh in the year, and I'm not going to remember what these little things stand for because that's just how I am. And I'm basically checking off. So basically, the only things I have here is I take a picture with my sprocket and I put it in my picture journal. So I just want to make sure I take the picture. I also have a happy planner where I have all my coloring books listed. I have the name, I have the page. Where is it? And I have 1 to 100. And oh, can't see that. Sorry, guys. I dated the page. So, the coloriages I'm stamping in order of the page because they're numbered. Pages like Matchstick Mouse, if there's like 37 pages, I'm just going to go up until 37, but I'm just stamping it when I colored the pages in it until it's finished. I'm not really thinking too much into that either. I hate that this comes out. I don't know. I may transfer that to a 3-ring binder instead. We'll see, because I don't know if I want to keep purchasing these happy planners just to make a log when they're not inexpensive. Okay, sorry, I had to put that all back. So did I do it in my happy planner? Check off. New purchase. Is it a new purchase? Is it a double page spread? Because I also keep track of my double page spreads. So I don't think I made a place for this in this book this year, which I have to add somewhere. Untouched. Was it untouched? I have a yearly log every year. Basically, they're books I want to complete eventually and stuff like that. So at the end of the year, I go through this book and I tick off my yearly log and my buddy color. Oh, I actually think in the yearly log, I have for 2025 how many double page spreads. So this would go into the yearly log. All right, February, I decided now I want to start something else. So what I'm doing for myself, this is for myself to make coloring stay fun for me. How many goal? Okay, how many color cubes? I want a goal of 2. I want to use 2 color cube palettes. The book used, little page for buddy colors. I usually only do 2 a month. How many hearts? How many hearts did I color? And then I gave myself prompts. Every month I'm giving myself prompts. February, I want to call it hearts, something associated with love, wings, something with wings, and candy. And then hashtag fun, which hashtags I want to participate in. I usually only pick 3. March, same thing, color cube, theme, and that was it. March is my birthday month, so we'll see what I want to do for that. April, again, color cube palette. Coloring prompt for April so far, I only have clouds and flowers. And then how many flowers I'm doing. I wanted 10 is a goal, so I'll just, these are my silly little flowers that I drew. No one said I can draw. And I'll just color them in as I do it. May is mermaid. So how many mermaids? Not a fan of mermaid coloring, but I do sometimes get excited about it. And I do sometimes enjoy it. But I only went 1 to 10. We'll see how many I color because I know I'm probably not going to even get to 5. Buddy colors and books with mermaids. I started to write down what books I see with mermaids, and I'll continue doing that when I go through my collection just to narrow it down for myself when May comes. June, how many beaches? I want to color 2 beaches, pages with beaches. And then my coloring prompts for June is summer food, barbecue, sandcastle, fruit, kite, and a starfish. So the reason I did this now is because it will challenge me then. Like if I sit there in June and I'm like, what prompts do I want to use for myself? I'm going to go with my mood, and that's not going to be a challenge. I want to challenge myself a little bit. So I pre-plan my prompts so that I know this is what I want to color. So I'm going, these are the prompts for me to color. July, all right, here we go. I hate the summer. I know. Don't come at me. I don't handle the heat well. As I got older, I am not heat tolerant to the point where sometimes I feel sick if it's too hot out and I'm in the heat. So I decided, since I love the fall and that's my favorite month, and I like spring too, but the fall, autumn, it is my favorite. Halloween has always been my favorite since a kid. I just have fond memories of dressing up and trick-or-treating with my cousins and my parents, and it was just fun. It was great, and I just love it. So I'm doing Summerween. July, I'm doing Summerween. And my goal is to color 2 spooky pages in July. PDF Madness, I want to color 5 PDFs. And my coloring prompts, I have a skeleton so far, an outdoor scene. I'm going to add, I want to give myself at least anywhere from 5 prompts per month. So I'll go back through in a little bit and add. But that's what I'm doing for July. I'm doing Summerween. If anybody wants to do a hashtag with me or something, let me know, and when it gets closer I'll create something for Summerween. Or if somebody else wants to create it who has more of a following, let me know. I'll be happy to join in and follow your hashtag. Whatever works. I'm just doing this for myself, but I just want to do something different, something fun. So I want to do Summerween. August, I am happy. It is still hot. September's usually hot as well, but summer's coming to a close and I'm retiring summer prompts. And I have all these prompts I want to color in August. Beach, boat and sailing, desert, jellyfish, palm tree, fish, flamingo, summer drink, waves, and clouds. Little thing for you guys who have little kids who find it hard to spell dessert and desert. I had a teacher who told me dessert has 2 S's, strawberry shortcake. That's a dessert. So I've never forgotten that. And I've never had a question, am I writing desert or am I writing dessert? Because dessert is D-E-S-S-E-R-T and strawberry shortcake, double S, is a dessert. Just to help your little kids. Because my God, it helped me. So that's August. September, yay, spooky season. And I believe they may continue to be doing Spacetember. I'm hoping they do. So I've added a twofer. My coloring prompts have to do with the fall and autumn. Leaves, fox, acorns, pumpkin, apples, warm colors, hay, and a barn. And then I did UFO, stars, and an alien for Spacetember. And I would like to color 3 space-themed pages with them if they continue Spacetember. If not, I'll just do it on my own. Now, October is my favorite month. This is my time to shine because it makes me so happy. So I have a lot going on in October. October fun is my Halloween how many. I list all these spooky things: pumpkin, witches, vampires, ghosts, blah, 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 blah. And how many I'm going to color. I can tell you I color, like the most things I'll color is probably pumpkins. Megan usually has a how many pumpkins hashtag from Megscoloringcorner. How many pumpkins. And pumpkins, come on now, they're like in every autumnal page you can think of sometimes. So I gave myself up to 18. As far as everything else, it's basically whatever spooky page I color. I only do spooky color in October. So we'll see. I can tell you the most things I color in October are pumpkins, scarecrows, because they're in everything, bats, because sometimes if there's one bat on a page, there's like 5 on a page. And the same thing with ghosts, which I did not list. Oh yeah, I did list ghosts. Sometimes there's never just like one ghost, it's always like 2 and 3. Those are the most. And then my coloring prompts, again, skeleton, spider or web, cauldron, and something gory. November, same kind of prompts: scarecrow, crow or raven, hay, barn, turkey, gnome. And December, how many? I want to at least color 1 of each of these because I'm not big on Christmas coloring. So holly, bells, because those I feel like aren't like, I can get those in a non-Christmassy page, like something in Good Jewel. A snowman, I want to at least get 1 Santa. I love Rudolph, so I will either color something Rudolph or make a reindeer Rudolph, and elves. And challenge, color 2 things wearing a Santa hat, but not Santa Claus. And that's it. That is my coloring journal. So I just wanted to show you guys what I have planned as far as like the prompts and the things that I feel like I want to do for July. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have for you for January. If you made it this far, I want to thank you. I appreciate you all, even the ones who tapped out. Even though you didn't know that, I appreciate you all. Thanks for watching. I will post a February 2025 plan video as soon as I can. So anyway, I hope everyone stays well. And thanks again, guys. I'll talk to you soon.